Every generation of gaming has a game that tests the limits of what's acceptable. For 30 years, that game has been Grand Theft Auto. Not because of the controversy, but because underneath it was always one of the most technically ambitious open worlds ever built. This is how it got there. Grand Theft Auto launched in October 1997, developed by DMA Design, later renamed Rockstar North. It was a top-down open-world game set across 3 cities: Liberty City, San Andreas and Vice City. The concept was built around a simple but radical premise for 1997: complete freedom of movement inside a living city. Players could steal any vehicle, ignore missions entirely, and create chaos without a structured objective, forcing them forward. The game sold approximately 1 million copies across PC and PlayStation. Modest by later standards, but enough to establish the concept. GTA 2 followed in 1999, refining the formula with the gang reputation system. Player actions affected standing with 7 rival factions simultaneously, with approval from one gang damaging relationships with others. At this stage, GTA was a cult game, controversial enough to generate headlines, interesting enough to build an audience, but it hadn't yet found its forum. That changed completely in October 2001. When Rockstar moved to the camera, everything else moved with it. Grand Theft Auto 3 launched October 22nd, 2001 on PlayStation 2. It was not an incremental update. It was a complete reinvention. GTA 3 moved the franchise into full 3D. A third-person, open world set across 3 connected boroughs of Liberty City. Players could enter buildings, drive dozens of vehicle types, switch between on foot and vehicular gameplay seamlessly, and pursue a story through a series of mission-based objectives. The game sold over 14.5 million copies on PS2 alone, making it one of the best-selling games of its generation. What GTA 3 actually built was a systematic open world. Not just a large map, but a city with layered logic. A 100 level system with 6 tiers, each tier escalating police response from patrol cars to FBI to military. Radio stations inside vehicles. 8 stations with licensed music and comedy programming, making driving a distinct atmospheric experience. NPC pedestrian behavior. Civilians reacted to violence. Flat crime scenes, called police. A mission structure that allowed players to ignore the story indefinitely and engage with the city on their own terms. GTA 3 didn't just change the franchise. It demonstrated that an open world could feel genuinely alive. That a city could be a system, not just a backdrop. A re-open world game that followed was measured against GTA 3 built in 2001, and Rockstar moved immediately. Within 12 months, 2 more entries that pushed every boundary further. GTA Vice City launched in October 2002. GTA San Andreas launched in October 2004. Together they defined what the franchise actually was. Vice City was a stylistic statement. 1980s Miami, rendered in neon and pastel. The soundtrack covered 10 radio stations with licensed tracks for Michael Jackson, Flock of Seagulls and Ozzy Osbourne. The game sold over 17.5 million copies on PS2. San Andreas was a technical statement. A map 3 times the size of Vice City, covering 3 cities and the rural areas between them. It introduced RPG mechanics directly into GTA structure. Character stats for stamina, strength and driving ability that improved through use. A bodyweight system responded to eating habits. Gang territory could be captured and defended across Los Santos. San Andreas sold over 27.5 million copies, the best-selling PS2 game of all time. San Andreas' systematic depth was significant. 11 radio stations with over 150 licensed tracks. customizable character appearance through tattoo parlors, barbershops and clothing stores. Full countryside and rural environments between cities, not just urban corridors. Swimming, cycling and aircraft mechanics added the movement system. A wanted system expanded to include the National Guard at 6 stars. By 2004, GTA wasn't just a franchise, it was a cultural event. Every release generated mainstream news coverage, controversy and commercial dominance arriving simultaneously. But Rockstar's next move surprised everyone. They slowed down and built something quieter. Grand Theft Auto 4 launched April 29, 2008, after a 4-year gap, on a new generation of hardware, with a fundamentally different tone. GTA 4 sold 3.6 million copies in its first 24 hours, generating $310 million in day one revenue, breaking entertainment sales records at a time. It received a Metacritic score of 98 on PS3, one of the highest rated games ever released. But GTA 4's most significant shift wasn't commercial, it was structural. Rockstar rebuilt Liberty City as a dense, detailed simulation rather than an expensive playground. The physics engine, Euphoria, produced dynamic character animations that responded to collisions, falls and impacts in real time rather than using preset animations. NPC behavior was more complex. Pedestrians had schedules, reacted contextually, and remembered player behavior within sessions. A mobile phone system replaced the traditional mission structure. Contacts called Nico. Relationships developed through social activities, and story branching occurred through player choices during key missions. The multiplayer component, GTA Online's predecessor, supported up to 16 players in open Liberty City sessions. GTA 4 divided the audience. Players expecting San Andreas scale and variety found a smaller, grittier, more focused experience. Critics found one of the most technically and narratively ambitious games ever made. Both were right. Rockstar absorbed the feedback and 5 years later built something that tried to be both. Grand Theft Auto 5 launched September 17, 2013. It became the fastest selling entertainment product in history. $800 million in revenue in its first 24 hours. $1 billion within 3 days. GTA 5 introduced 3 playable protagonists: Michael, Trevor and Franklin. Switchable in real time, during free roam and during specific missions. The map combined urban Los Santos with the Blaine County countryside, creating the scale San Andreas had, established alongside the density GTA 4 had built. By 2026, GTA 5 has sold over 200 million copies across 3 console generations: PS3, PS4, PS5, Xbox 360, Xbox One, Xbox Series and PC. It remains one of the best-selling entertainment products ever created. GTA Online launched October 2013, 2 weeks after the base game, became the structural reason for GTA 5's extraordinary longevity. A persistent online open world supporting up to 30 players per session. A content update model that continued for over a decade. Heists 2015, Gun Running 2017, The Diamond Casino 2019, The Cayo Perico Heist 2020, and Los Santos Drug Wars 2022 among the major additions. An in-game economy built around GTA dollars earned through missions and shark card microtransactions, real money purchases of in-game currency. Shark cards generated hundreds of millions in annual revenue, sustaining GTA Online as a live service for over 12 years. GTA Online essentially delayed GTA 6 by years. The revenue it generated gave Take-Two no financial urgency to ship a sequel. Why release a new game when the old one was still making hundreds of millions annually? But the announcement came eventually, and when it did, It broke records before a single player touched it. GTA 6 is coming, and the weight behind it is unlike anything the franchise has carried before. The first GTA 6 trailer dropped December 4, 2023. Not by choice, by necessity. A leak forced Rockstar's hand. The trailer broke the YouTube record for most first day views on a non-music video. 93 million views within 24 hours. It introduced a return to Vice City, now expanded into the broader state of Leonida, and confirmed two protagonists, Jason Duval and Lucia Caminos, in a Bonnie and Clyde framing. The game was originally announced for 2025. It slipped to May 2026, then to November 19, 2026. A console-only launch on PS5 and Xbox Series X and S, with no PC release date confirmed. The commercial expectations surrounding GTA 6 are without precedent. Industry analysts project 40 million copies sold in the first year alone. Revenue projections exceed $3.2 billion in year 1, more than doubling GTA 5's launch performance. Pricing speculation has placed the game at $80 to $100, which, if confirmed, would break the $70 standard and potentially reset industry pricing across the board. GTA Online's successor, whatever form it takes in GTA 6, is expected to sustain a new decade of live service revenue. GTA 6 carries 12 years of expectation. A franchise that defined open-world gaming in 2001, refined it in 2008, and commercialized it beyond recognition in 2013, is about to release its next statement. Whether it redefines the medium again, or simply meets the bar it already set, it will be the most watched release in entertainment history. From a top-down city in 1997 to a franchise that has sold over 200 million copies of a single entry, Grand Theft Auto didn't survive 30 years by staying the same. It survived by being willing to rebuild itself completely, with every generation, on every platform, for every era. The controversy followed it everywhere, but so did ambition. And on November 19, 2026, that ambition gets its next test. That's what this franchise has always been. New case files release every Monday, Wednesday and Friday.